Hey, welcome back to WTTV. You got the general here, and I'm all alone. I got nobody here. This whole social distancing thing is really changing the dynamics of how we interact with each other, including my boys. I'm missing the baker, I'm missing Joey, I'm missing my friends down the street. We're kind of confined and trying to get through this, but we're trying to do the best we can. And with that comes, having to change your day-to-day and how you interact with people. And that's no different here at Whiskey Thieves TV. Like I said, the baker's not here, Joey's not here. We're usually right here at the set, so I'm missing that love. So today we decided to augment it a bit, and doing what many of you have done is doing a virtual show. So we're gonna join via Zoom in the next few minutes and connect with each other. We're gonna go through a 3-part taste test. We're each bringing a bottle to the table. The stipulation was 40 and under is what you could spend on it, and see what we have. So stay tuned, and we'll be talking. Where's Joey?
I don't know, man.
Joey!
Coronavirus.
Joey!
I thought we were
Miss you guys. I feel like we haven't seen you forever.
You know you don't have to wear the mask at home, right?
I think it's safe, Joey, to take the mask off while you're in the comforts of your own home.
Okay.
I don't know. I've been to Joey's house. Maybe not. Maybe put that back on.
No, we even all the kids. Everyone has one.
Okay. Hey, I'm so stoked we got to do this. I mean, this is kind of like, I was thinking about this. I'm like, we don't need to stop filming. We have the technology.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a great idea. I mean, trust me, doing Zoom meetings for work all week is tiresome, but at least we're actually using Zoom for something fun.
Oh, and you know what? We are popping someone's cherry right now.
Really?
Joey has never done a Zoom meeting or any kind of web conferencing meeting ever. So this is quite interesting. So, Joey, what do you think? You think it's doable?
I think it's definitely doable. I mean, it just feels like regular FaceTiming you guys anyways.
Cool. Hey, so what I wanted to do is bring all of us together and do a quick little taste test. Get some, I know you guys went and grabbed some bottles, some of your, I don't know, your favorites or ones that you've never tried before. I think all of us, no one has tried any of these whiskeys, right?
Not at all, man. So,
All right. So we got a Buffalo Trace from Joe, the baker, and then Joey's got what, little Knob Creek? Which Knob Creek is that?
Knob Creek, small batch, 100 proof.
Nice. And I got the Amador Whiskey Co. So they're actually local to us. They're about 15 miles down the road. We'll talk a little bit about them here in the next few minutes, but I'm excited. I'm excited about hearing what you guys think about your whiskeys. I've actually had both of those whiskeys. So being that you guys have never tried those is really exciting for me, because both of them play a different part in how I like to consume whiskey, and Buffalo Trace is definitely one that I go to a lot for different reasons, as well as the Knob Creek. So I'm excited about this.
yeah, you know what? I called up my buddy Robert and asked him, hey, what are some good whiskeys that you've been drinking lately, right? And he definitely talked about the Buffalo Trace, and honestly, I'm really excited. It's a 90 proof, so it's not it's not 100 proof or anything like that, but you're right, Joe. Everyone that I've talked to about this says, hey, it's really nice. It's a great whiskey, easy to drink, even neat. So I'm really excited to try this.
Yeah, it is. Buffalo Trace, I was introduced to that probably, 3 or 4 years back. One that I can sit and drink neat or on the rocks with a nice cigar. It's actually a very drinkable whiskey. Who wants to go first?
Joel, this was your idea. Why don't you start us off?
Love it. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm having issues with my hair. So you got a hat on, Joe. Joey, your hair just looks beautiful always. I think the longer it gets, the hotter it is,
He's the only guy I know during this whole COVID thing that actually showers every morning.
Who's that, Joey?
Joey.
Twice.
Well, he's actually got to work. we sit in our PJs half the time. So,
Yeah, I can't get up.
Yeah. So
I'm
I'm gonna start this off. I'm gonna try to do this in less than a minute. So I'm bringing to the table today Amador Whiskey Co. So this is their double barrel. So double barrel. What the heck does that mean? So with them, what they do is they have double barrel finishing. So they finish in an oak or a charred oak barrel for most of its life when it's what was I gonna say? Oh, when it's finishing, and then it goes to a Chardonnay barrel for another 3-4 months to finish at the end, which gives it a very interesting flavor. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm a little excited. I've heard a lot of good things, so let's see how it tastes. So I'm gonna go neat, and then I'm also gonna throw some over ice and let it sit while I'm tasting the neat. Look at that. Color is beautiful. Maple syrup.
Ah, yeah.
Smell it? Smell it?
I smell it. I smell it.
I smell the maple syrup, yeah.
So I'm really smelling for those conjures. So conjures are, I don't know if you guys know, but it's definitely gives the characteristics to the whiskey. It's chemicals and purities that are brought out during the fermentation process. So I smell vanilla. I actually smell some pepper in here. And I can smell the Chardonnay. It feels like there's a hint of Chardonnay. You feel that heat. So that was the baker's, method right there. Just to breathe in, inhale a little bit before you take a sip, and you can feel the heat. Woo! It's got some front heat on it. Now this guy is 86 proof, so it's not really high ABV. But man, it's got a nice kick to it. It's smooth on the back end, but really hot on the front end. I can definitely taste cinnamon big time in this.
All right, well, I'm excited to try mine, so if you don't mind. All right.
Let's go. Let's go,
So,
Joe.
right, yeah, Buffalo Trace, again, recommended by a friend. It's a 90 proof bourbon, straight bourbon whiskey, right? So let's just get into it, right? I'm just gonna pop it open. I love the little noise that it makes.
Don't mind me if I keep drinking while you're.
Yeah. I'm over here like, oh.
Yeah, sorry, Joey, you're last, man.
So right off the bat, right, the nose I'm getting from this, it just seems like I picked the caramel-based whiskeys, right? Yeah, I mean, here, Joe, take a sniff.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm smelling caramel, maybe something sweet. Honey? Maybe honey?
That's my favorite tone.
Oh man, that is a nice bird. It's
Jesus.
got like an oak front end to it. Yeah, great, highly recommended neat. Wow.
Nice. Yeah, I figured you would like that, Joe. I mean, based on some of the whiskeys and bourbons we've drank together, Buffalo Trace is it's a strong recommendation. Again, it's an everyday type of bourbon. You can drink it neat, you can drink it on ice, you can mix it with an old fashioned with one of your gingers, possibly, Check out the Irish whiskey, throw a little Buffalo Trace in there.
Wow, that is beautiful.
And Joey's he's got the knife out.
I know.
You okay over there?
So what you may not know is there's this leather crap that's around it.
Yeah.
And I can't get it off. So I'm getting.
Isn't that the safety device they have to take off the bottle?
Yeah. Did you steal that, Joey? Did you steal that? Look at me. Tell me.
All right, guys. So we'll be jumping in. Knob Creek, straight from Kentucky, small batch, 100 proof, APV 50. So I wanted something with a little bit more little bit more aged, something that's a little bit more well-known. Now since I'm starting to develop a palate for it. So let's jump into it, Nate. Then I'm also going to go ahead and take a little bit, and I have a little glass here, a little bit of ice. I'll throw it over there. All right. All right, let's see what's up here. That thing gonna breathe. I always feel like I get a little bit of alcohol from all the bourbons in the beginning. I think that's just my nose getting used to it. I feel like more of a black pepper right in the front. Light vanilla, a little like a light vanilla, like kind of like on the backside. Let's go ahead and taste this. Kind of like a bitter berry. I guess that would be like blackberry.
Yeah.
Definitely like a blackberry. It's not sweet.
How's the heat?
There's a little bit of tart.
Yeah. How's the heat on it?
I can definitely taste the 100 proof.
So what would you, from a drinkability perspective, how would you drink this? Neat, on ice, or mixed?
If I was gonna drink it neat, it would probably be towards the end of the night.
Okay.
You know, after I've kind of warmed up a little bit and I could just sip on it. But I feel like something like this, when you start having 100 proof, you definitely got to introduce ice, especially if it's the beginning.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, at 90 proof, it's definitely got the heat, but I got to tell you, it was delicious, but hard to drink down neat right off the bat, right?
Yeah. Well, I was saying, I concur even with the Amador. It's definitely got a lot of front heat on it. And I think I attribute that to the way it's finished. Definitely brings out that alcohol. Also that you know, when you're tasting the Chardonnay, you have that front end kind of, depending on the Chardonnay, you definitely have that high alcohol percentage, and you can taste it. The front end. And I feel that you get that with the Amador double barrel as well.
Definitely.
So let's switch it up. Let's go to the iced. So now that they've sat for a little bit, diluted, opened up some of the flavors. Be interesting to see what everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.
Clink.
Thurston.
Oh yeah. Definitely on the rocks.
Oh yeah.
The whole characteristic, all the characteristics of it were before. I mean, they're still present, but they're muted and then highlighted. Right?
Yeah.
So certain things like that front end heat is muted, where, you know, some of the vanillas, the caramels, the cinnamon, I can taste those coming through now.
It definitely gotten sweeter as it chills.
Yeah, I would agree. We were discussing this like last week, talking about introducing ice to something that's typically neat. And I do believe like when you add a little bit of water, I feel like you kind of dilute the alcohol a little bit and you allow more flavors. Naturally, the sweet, I believe, is kind of what rises up to the top. That's why for me, it's like I usually start with On the Rocks and maybe finish my night neat after you kind of like acclimated to it. But yeah, I definitely feel like when the ice removes some of that heat from the top and lets some of the sweetness come out.
Good. So then I guess at the end of this, you know, value-wise, what do you guys think? For the money, let's rate it. 1 to 5, 5 being good value, 1 being bad, worse, terrible.
What you got, Joe?
Oh, I'm going to say a 5. Definitely a 5. For the amount of alcohol, for $27 price point, definitely good value. And on top of that, being a very drinkable whiskey and bourbon, definitely a 5.
Well, I wish I could swing high with mine, but would I buy it, the bigger bottle? Probably not. I would keep it for people that wanted to try, maybe think something that they enjoy a little bit of black pepper or enjoy that oak taste, because definitely everyone's palate's different. But for me, I just stick to this little guy, and I would definitely wouldn't buy the bigger bottle of it. So I'd give it a 2, maybe a 3.
Wow. All right. I didn't see that coming. I was thinking maybe give it like a 3, 4, maybe, but 2. All right.
He's a harsh critic.
Yeah.
It's like the Tula. It's like the Tullamore.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say, you know, I was pleasantly surprised with this. It's a local distiller, so I'm always gonna show a little favoritism to it. Small batch, double barrel. The way they do it is somewhat unique. It gives a different flavor. Now, is it a mainstream flavor? I don't think so. I think this is going to be folks that like a different taste. I think it speaks to a different audience. I would probably rate it around a 3.5. Would I buy it again? Maybe, yeah, I think so. They have a couple others. They have a 10-year that I'd like to try and see what that's like. Again, I'm pleasantly surprised with the finish. I do have to say though, if I'm a novice and coming in trying whiskey for the first time, this has a very hot, you know, entry. So I think the heat on the front end might scare some folks away, versus the finish on the back end is really smooth and balanced. So if you can get past that front end heat, I think this is a very nice whiskey that you could sit and drink on or sip on. Sorry, but I would definitely say I would drink it over an ice cube because I think it brings out more flavors and I think you'll enjoy it a lot more.
Well, it's obvious you guys had the better tasting of the whiskey. I'm going right into old fashioned just so I can enjoy the rest of this. So don't mind me if you.
I miss you guys. I'm not gonna lie. Even though we all live in the same neighborhood, we're all on lockdown. I think our wives are telling us we're on lockdown. Anyway,
Awesome.
here's to Whiskey Thieves.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Whiskey Thieves, guys. The Thurston out.
To Thurston. And you guys stay safe. Yeah, much better.
That's where it's at right there.
Yeah, well,
Where it's at.
I'm going to say I'm happy right now. So, again, stay safe, stay sane, and we'll see you guys on the other side.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for all you out there, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that alarm button so you guys are notified when other videos get dropped. So thanks for everybody.
Look it up. Look it up.
Stay local.
Stay local. Shop local.
Stay home.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Peace.